Bromley FC, founded in 1892, they are now competing in League Two for the first time in their club's history. Over 130 years of history, and they have never made it higher than the National League. And subsequently, this means it is their first time in an FC game. And for me, it is a no-brainer. We need to rebuild England's newest underdog. Join us on the incredible journey of making Bromley European champions. This team is absolutely horrid. This is the team we have inherited as we take over at Bromley, and it is a mishmash. And the sad thing, there is really no wonder kids to get excited about. I mean, the most excited I got looking at this side was seeing Carl Jenkinson. And with only £800,000 in our transfer budget, we're gonna have to be so smart in building up Bromley. And I actually don't mind taking a step backwards to get some young players in that we can hopefully get insane dynamic player potential on. We're not gonna be able to go out there and get the Lamine Yamals of the world. We're gonna sign Sapsford from the Western Sydney Wanderers as our first signing, my favorite Australian club, signing the 21-year-old striker, and we pay a modest £250,000 for him. And we have our first player departure in the first monster rebuild of FC 25. It is going to be for Louis Dennis heading to Carlisle United, and Josh Pasley heading to MK Dons. And again, another signing that is not glamorous at all. Warren Davis, the Irish left midfielder, joining us from JarradHD United for, again, £250,000. I'm just trying to get all of the old players out of the club and all the young guys into it, trying to build up the young core of the squad, because the future is now, old man. But we're going to get ourselves a new centre back. Coming from Charlton Athletic, we signed 19-year-old Zach Mitchell here, 59 rated. And I will surprise you guys, because we didn't pay £250,000 for this guy. We paid just $230,000. Corey Whiteley heading to Crawley Town. And I desperately want to make sure Zach Sapsford is getting all of the starting game time possible, which is why we're going to sell a guy that is higher rated than him, but also 32. Nice little payday. Michael Cheek heading to Wrexham. No, the rumors are not true. I didn't sign Caleb Watts simply because he's an Australian. Yes, that helps. Yes, that made me notice him. He was on the books at Southampton for a very long time, and I want to help harness his potential before it gets too late. 22 years of age right now, 62 overall. Caleb Watts will break our club record transfer, £400,000. I'm not done selling players yet, though. We're going to sell the striker Olamola to AFC Wimbledon. But with our first transfer window at Bromley in the books, I am excited about the future. Like I said, I've only signed one guy that's like an actual nice addition right now, but I'm trying to build a team for the future. I don't expect us to get promoted year after year after year. I expect this monster rebuild to take a very long time, but I'm excited to find out who could be a future hero of Bromley Football Club. Let's go see how we're sitting on January 1st. I'm not surprised. It's not great, but it's also not the end of the world. We sit 20th right now in League 2. Promotion was going to be a pipe dream anyways, and probably wouldn't have been great for us long term. But we sit right near the bottom of the table. But I want to get at least one more signing in this window. I'm going to sell another striker, so it helps out Sapsford and also helps out our budget. We're going to say goodbye to Levi Amanchi, who heads to AFC Wimbledon. We've sold 2 strikers to Wimbledon now. And we're going to sign ourselves a new centre-back. Ironically, it's the 3rd player we've signed this season with the first name Zach, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is odd that it's happened 3 times. He's Welsh. His name is Zach Williams to be precise, joining us from Crewe Alexandra here. 60 overall, 20 years of age, excited to see what he can do. And we have paid £300,000 for his services. And well, yeah, we finished 20th. That's fine by me, to be fair. That is fine. I'm more interested in how some of our young players developed. We don't finish bottom though by 13 points, which is nice, but going up are going to be Notts County, Fleetwood Town and Tranmere. Arsenal win a North London derby in the FA Cup. We went out in the 2nd round. Man City win the Carabao. We managed to make it to the 3rd round there. Huddersfield win the BSM Trophy, and Carlisle United will be heading up to League One. Big year for some of our young guys. I mean, Ben Thompson. It's a shame we're going to be losing him because he has had a belter of a year, 23 goal contributions, but I'm more focused on Zach Sapsford, who gets 16 goals and goes up to a 62 overall. Warren Davis gets 15 goals, 4 assists into the 60s. Jude Arthurs will be a good young player to have moving forward, 16 for him. And Caleb Watts, 65 rated now, 18 goal contributions. That is big big moves being made from some of our new additions. Zach Mitchell goes up to a 61. Zach Williams stays at a 60. But the saddest part is we're going to have to say goodbye to Ben Thompson, Cameron Congrave, and Josh Thomas. I'm mostly sad about Ben Thompson. All these guys returning to their parent clubs. We lost so many players from their loans ending during last season that the game has automatically signed us this random dude, Muhammad Al-Akel, into the squad. It's a shame that he doesn't look like he's an absolute superstar, because that could have been a quite funny turn of luck, but we're going to have to sign some players into the side before we want to sell anybody. So I want to make sure we get stuck into our work really, really early here. First man in here in season 2, a Scottish midfielder by the name of Macaulay Tate, who is going to join us from Hearts. And he signs on for £550,000. And having a limited budget and limited squad numbers means I'm going to have to be smart. We're going to sign our first free agent of the year, my first regen of the year, Russell Clark, an American defender, 18 years of age, 62 overall. He's going to join us. The absolute eyebrows on that fella. Balling out right now, though. Well, balling out for Bromley standards on a goalkeeper of the future. There are certain signings I make where I look at them and I'm like, yeah, you can absolutely be somebody that's with us from day one until the end. And Carlos Lopez, I believe, fall into this category. The Spanish shot stopper. I'm trying to turn him into the next Victor Valdez. He's going to join us. Signing on from Almania. Never even heard of that club. Is that a German club? For £600,000. Already starting to get some buzz. We could make a nice return for Zach Sapsford, but there is not a chance, especially after last season, that I'm selling him anytime soon. This is definitely not going to be a season where we make 1 million player sales, but I may as well for this spot. Third string goalkeeper. No point keeping Grant Smith around. Let's get £310,000 in for him. Look, desperate times call for desperate measures. We have 0 reserves right now, so I'm going to promote all 4 of these guys. We've got, we've got 2 guys from, is this Liechtenstein? This is the most unique youth academy in the world right now, but I'm going to promote all of these guys to the senior team. I don't expect any of them to be players in the future, but we just need a buffer zone. Also, I commented on the eyebrows of our right back before, but Edward Shevchuk, holy moly. I am really curious to see what this squad is looking like and where we're sitting in the table, though, at the halfway point. I'm not too stoked with how the defense is going. Williams already turning into, I don't want to say a flop, but not growing as much as I hoped. So honestly, if I had to put my money on it, I'm probably going to look to make an addition to the backline in January. But lads, if you are enjoying this monster rebuild and you aren't already subscribed, make sure you go and scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. Starting to find my footing with FC25 right now, so expect plenty of massive projects coming in the next couple weeks and months, including global imperialism, November 22nd. Get hyped. That is more like it. We are in the hunt for promotion, and honestly, I want it. We steadied the ship. We laid the foundations last year. Now I want to make a push up to the 3rd division. Currently sitting 6th here. It's going to take some work to get into an automatic spot, but at the very minimum, I want playoffs. Williams has had some growth, though. He's had some growth up to a 62 now. Mitchell also at a 62, so I think these guys might be safe for now. What I am going to do, though, is throw Ashley Charles on the transfer list. He's financially worth about 400k, so I think we've still got about 300 in our budget as well. So I could get a half-decent defensive midfielder to replace him, and then our whole starting 11 will be, I believe, 24 years or younger. Also, he's not even meant to be here, so I'm probably just gonna put Muhammad Al-Akel on the transfer list as well. Been trying to get this guy out for 1.5 years. Finally able to sell him. It's our 4th string defender, Omar Sawanmi, heading to Shrewsbury. Massive £175,000. Oh my god. Okay, I'm simulating just through the calendar, and we went to a penalty shootout. Mohamed Salah is the Saudi Arabian guy we've got on our squad nicknamed Mohamed Salah. If so, I don't know if I want to sell him anymore. That's actually so funny. Muhammad Al-Akel, his nickname in game is Mohamed Salah. I could easily clickbait this video and like put Salah in a Bromley kit on the thumbnail, but I'm not gonna do you guys dirty like that. Just know I could have. I know in the NBA community, they often tell players when they're doing terrible. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. But Ashley Charles quite literally has to now learn Chinese. We've sold him to Chengdu. And we get a massive defensive midfield signing. I feel like my midfield is now starting to turn into only Scotsmen who couldn't get game time in the Scottish Premier League. But Macaulay Tate is going to be joined by another Scotsman. And this guy might be our best signing to date. Bailey Rice is going to join us from Rangers. 65 overall, 19 years of age. I have used just about every penny I have left in my bank account. We sign him from Rangers for 940k. This guy looks like he is a Brexit footballer. And I don't know about you guys, but that's exactly what I want out of a defensive midfielder. You are joking. We have absolutely shat the bed in the second half of the season, and we drop down to 12th in League 2. We only miss out on it by a number of points from the playoffs, but still, I wanted to move up the table, not down to 12th. Oh my God, who got promoted? It's Doncaster, Burton Albion, and Cambridge. Gillingham, Bradford, Shrewsbury, and Chesterfield fighting it out for the final promotion spot. Next year, we're going all out to make sure we do not let this slip. Arsenal win the FA Cup. We went out as we saw to Brighton in the third round, and Brighton did win the Carabao Cup. We didn't fare as well there. BSM trophy goes to Oxford, and Bradford City will be heading up to the third division. I will concede that it is not all doom and gloom about not getting promoted, because it gives us at least another season to stat pad. Zach Sapsford, an unbelievable season for the Australian striker. 26 goals. Tate, what a first season Macaulay Tate. 27 goal contributions. Warren Davis gets himself 17. I am happy with how we are progressing, and we might look back on this failure to get promoted with glowing reviews in a couple years' time. Carl Jenkinson, though, the former Arsenal, West Ham United, and Melbourne City player, he's going to be retiring at the end of the year. No question about it, though. We need to go all out and get ourselves promoted to League One in season number 3. Bring it on. We have found ourselves a young Irishman. I mean, we're on track to having a full backline of free agent youth academy or free agent regens, but Eamon Quigley, an Irish defender, 17 years of age, 65 overall centre back. Get this man into my squad immediately. Gonna have our first loan move of the video. It doesn't normally take 3 years for a loan move, but we've finally got young guys that I actually want to send off on loan, and clubs that are actually lower rated than us. So Yusuf Muller heading to Colchester on a year-long loan. The position I really want to get an upgrade in, though, is the centre midfield role. Jude Arthurs has been so solid during the first 2 seasons, but as we begin season 3, the 24-year-old midfielder will be heading to Racing de Ferrol. I cannot wait for us to get out of League 2. It is so hard to sign anybody. Nobody wants to come to League 2 right now. I can't wait to get the PC version and get mods firing, because this is so damn tough. So I say we just embrace the Scottish midfield, embrace the Scottish Premiership, not rejects, but Scottish Premiership players midfield. Macaulay Tate will be linking up with his former Hearts midfield partner. It's a Scottish reunion, as Den Holm is going to join us in the midfield. He becomes one of our highest rated players, 67 overall, but it has cost us. We break our club record transfer fee, and I don't think we're going to be able to do anything else here to start the season. So no pressure, Aiden, but you need to deliver. All right, one more free agent signing just as a backup here. Vasco Iliev is going to join as a backup left midfielder and striker. The North Macedonian signs on, 61 overall, 18 years of age. I don't expect him to become a superstar or a club legend, just to provide us with some squad depth. Surely this team is good enough to get promoted. If this team doesn't get us out of League 2 into League 1, then I'm gonna be fuming. We've got a 70 rated goalkeeper. Majority of this side should be near the 70 mark by the end of the year. This team is too good now to be in League 2. 1st of January, first in League 2. This is going well so far, but there's a lot of competition breathing down our neck. I'm happy with the side we have so far, and we don't really have the money to improve it. So let's trust the process and sim to the end of season 3. It's taken longer than I expected, but we are heading up to the 3rd division. We win our first trophy as Bromley manager, and we head into League 1 with so much positive momentum. Only 9 losses all year. Also 9 points clear at the top of the table. Bromley heading to the 3rd division. Arsenal win another North London derby in the FA Cup. We went out to Sunderland 6-0 in the 3rd round. Chelsea win the Carabao Cup. A 2nd round exit to fellow London club Fulham. We could have had 2 trophies this year. We lost the BSM trophy in the final to Wigan. And Gillingham will be joining us in League One next year. Zach Sapsford, like I said, this season, staying in League Two is probably going to help us out a lot. Sapsford gets himself 35 goal contributions. He's 72 overall at age 24. Tate gets himself 35 goal contributions. Aiden Denholm, a phenomenal first year for him. Warren Davis stalling a little bit in his growth, which makes me a little nervous. Caleb Watts as well, stalling a little bit. We're going to have some interesting decisions to make on the future of this side when we get into League One next year. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that. Carlos Lopez is now 75 rated. If he was staying in League 2, I wouldn't have blamed him for wanting to leave. And Josef Muller goes up 1 overall, which is a little disappointing. And this is how you know we've had a good season. We have over half of the League 2 team of the year. That is unbelievable. Roll on, League 1. I'm feeling good. No longer are we the big dogs in the league. We have to survive relegation. If we can make a push for promotion, that's fine. But this is one of those situations where I have no idea where we're going to end. So I'm coming in and making a massive signing to start things off. I'm going to sign the English left back, Georgie Gantier. He's not the world's biggest wonder kid. He's only a year younger than our current left back, but he is 5 overall higher, 72 overall. And the 23-year-old Englishman is going to join us from Barnsley for 2 mil, which is basically our whole budget. It's happened a lot later than I expected it to. And honestly, this isn't really our own money. The board of the games just put him onto us, but Mohamed Salah is gone. An extra £240,000 to send him to Barrow. And Anthony Davis's Ukrainian regen is going to be sold. Edward Shevchuk heading to Cheltenham. Him and the eyebrows packing their bags. Caleb Watts isn't a spring chicken. I've got to start thinking about a potential succession plan. So Solomon Stewart could be that guy. The Jamaican 17-year-old right midfielder is going to join us from free agency. I'm going to bring him on a 5-year deal and immediately try getting him loaned out for the season. And the big offers coming in for Zach Sapsford. I rejected a decent amount a few years ago, but now we're getting big boy numbers for our club. 6.2 million from Sassuolo. Not doing that right now, maybe down the line. The next few years are going to be very interesting for Zach. You guys might have seen this one sitting in my transfer hub, but with Ghent coming in, I couldn't say no to £1.2 million for Idris Adetayo. He was so solid for us, but I just had to cash in. Both Cardiff and West Brom were fighting it out for the services of Solomon Stewart, but ultimately the Jamaican goes to Cardiff City for the next year. Gonna have a very interesting decision on our hands to start next season. This is the team we head into battle with. Ready for the battlefield of League One. I don't think we get relegated, but I have purposefully kept my foot off the gas in terms of signings. We've got about £3 million sitting in the bank after the sales and the preseason tournaments, so I'm definitely going to be doing some business in January, and it's probably going to be in our backline. It's just a question of what part of our backline. Okay, oh my God, we are seriously in the hunt. Not even in the hunt, we are in almost pole position to get back-to-back promotions and head up to the championship. I mean, playoffs should be a guarantee almost at this point unless we crap the bed. But I want to go for back-to-back league titles. If we could win League One and get ourselves into the championship for next year, that would be massive. So I say we keep our foot on the gas and make this squad better. I'm going for an upgrade at the centre-back role. I told you guys it was going to be the defense, but Zach Williams heading to Turkey for 1.1 mil. Say hello to your new starting centre-back. Joining us from Espanyol, coming from the Spanish second division. We've got a Spanish goalkeeper, and now we have a centre-back who's come from the Spanish leagues. Ironically, he's Dutch, but say hello to Janssen. 74 rated, 22 years of age. The Ginger joining us from Espanyol for 3.1 mil. Oh, the sacrifice of sitting in League 2 for years is paying off. We miss out on winning 3 league titles in a row, or 2 actually, no, 2. But I do not care because we are heading up to the championship. We've avoided the playoffs and we're going to be 1 division away from the promised land of the Premier League next year. with all the momentum behind us. We're heading up alongside Pompey with Wrexham, Peterborough, Lincoln, and Reading fighting it out for the final spot. Relegated down to League 2, it's going to be Chesterfield, Gillingham, Carlisle, and Doncaster. Man United win the FA Cup final over Fulham. We went out in the second round. Newcastle United win the Carabao. We go out in the first, so it's clear we put all of our attention on League 1. I was hoping we were going to be able to win the BSM trophy given our loss last year, but that has not eventuated. Peterborough win that. And Peterborough also joining us in the championship next year. Unlucky Wrexham. Aiden Denholm, where has that come from? Oh my God, 27 goals, 16 assists, and he's up to a 79 overall. That has come out of nowhere. That's like a +5 upgrade as well for him this year. Zach Sapsford, just so damn reliable. 25 years of age, 25 goals. Warren Davis gets himself 26 goal contributions. I was a little worried about him last year, but now he's really kicked on again. Macaulay Tate to a 78. Rice at a 74. I was hoping he was going to be to the high 70s along with all the other Scotsmen. Caleb Watts at a 70. Oh, how'd the other guy go? How did the Jamaican go? Solomon Stewart at a 68. So he's still sitting behind Caleb Watts. I might look to get him another loan next season. But we're starting to build quite a nice side here. Denholm. Oh, Janssen went up to a 75. I think we could be a serious shout of at least pushing for playoffs in the championship next year. But a couple of players will not be there for the championship. Deji Elarewe, I'm letting go on a free. Michael Meyer and Josef Muller, I'm going to let their contracts expire. Actually, I'm going to renew Muller's, but let Meyer's go. Give him a 4-year prospect one. Get him a little bit more growth, then maybe sell him on for at least 400k. And Callum Reynolds, he isn't even retiring. I'm just letting him walk on a free. 30 overall, 38 years of age. You know there's a problem when your age is higher than your overall. So as we enter season 5 and enter the championship, we're going to have a lot more fixture congestion. And the thing is, our squad, you look at it right now, I'm definitely sending Stewart off on another loan. After that, we will not have any reserves. So I genuinely think we're going to have to be super smart with our budget and only make signings this year. Maybe we can reassess that in January, but we need to beef up our squad depth. It's probably a good practice moving forward. We need to beef it up. So we're going to make what will likely be our only starting 11 signing of the season. It is for the right back role. He's not an 18, 19-year-old. He's 23 years of age, but he's 74 overall. And it is so nice because we can finally sign guys outside of, we can sign from any league in the world now that we're at the championship and we've got that prestige level up. But we bag ourselves a new right back. He is from Nottingham Forest. It is Tristan Goigier, I believe that last name is pronounced. He signs for a marquee signing of £3 million. We get our loan move for Solomon Stewart. Another year out of the club, this time leaving the nation, heading to Lugano. And we're going to add a backup defensive midfielder to the club. Alfie Bendel making the jump from League 2 to the Championship. Well, that was nowhere near as busy a transfer window as I hoped. We add Goigier and we also add Bendel, but our reserves are still pretty damn thin. But as you can see, not only are our reserves thin, so is our current budget. £27,000 in our budget. That's not going to go too far. I'm hoping we've got a team good enough to survive relegation and a team good enough to hopefully push for 3 successive promotions. But we'll see how things are shaping up come January 1st. Oh no, we are in the relegation battle. I'm not used to being down this low in the table anymore, fellas. We sit 5 points clear of Plymouth Argyle and QPR. We have 28 points and we are nowhere near the playoffs. So this season has now just turned into a survival mission. And to add insult to injury, Macaulay Tate has asked to be transferred. Our captain, the Scottish wonder kid, wants out. I rejected offers from Fulham and Atalanta for him in the summer, but now he's officially asked to leave. Are you kidding me? He doesn't want to stick around and fight. Oh my God, I didn't want this big of a task this season. I thought we could have just got ourselves into the Premier League, but now we are fighting for survival. I can't believe this has happened, fellas. This is so brutal, man. Macaulay Tate, I was hoping would be the captain when we won a Champions League title. He was progressing into an absolute superstar, but now it is time for him to go. We sell him to AFC Bournemouth for £36.4 million. He thought he was a Premier League footballer, and he's probably not wrong, but Macaulay Tate gets a nice payday, and an increase to go up to the Premier League. Macaulay Tate officially declared as an enemy of Bromley Football Club from here on. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to invest in our future. I'm going to get our new centre midfielder here. He's the same age, 1 overall less, so all in all, not that bad, and I'm going to save a load of money that I can reinvest into the squad. So we're going to sign Diawara here from Nice, making the move across from the French League to the Championship. We pay £19.5 million, a club record transfer fee for Diawara, but that means we still have about £10 million left in the budget. I say we go and do what we wanted to do in the summer and bolster up our squad. Here we go. Jensen Weir making the step up from Wigan Athletic. He's going to join us as a backup centre midfielder. 73 rated, 26 years of age, 2.5 mil. The American left back Curtis Afori signs on from New York Red Bull. And finally, a man that ironically I almost signed. I had 2 strikers on my shortlist at the start of this career mode. Zach Sapsford, who obviously we signed, and this guy right here, Jovan Makama, who we signed from JarradHD United for 1.3 mil. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the big question, will these investments be enough to save Bromley from relegation? What a second half of the season. I'm actually pumped about that. I did not want to go back down to League One. We survive relegation, and we do it relatively comfortably. If we didn't start the season so poorly, we would have definitely been in the hunt for the playoffs, but we finished 13th in the championship with Bromley with 59 points, a goal difference of -1. Almost flat even there. Relegated though, 59 points we had, and going down QPR, only 13 points ahead of us. So it really was a logjam there, but QPR go down alongside Portsmouth and Peterborough. Top dogs of the championship though are Everton, who finished with 99 points, and Norwich. West Ham win themselves an FA Cup. We made it to the round of 16 where we lost to Arsenal, our best cup run so far. Arsenal win the Carabao Cup, not a good run there. And Sunderland win a penalty shootout championship playoff final to find themselves back in the Premier League. Aiden Denholm, another solid year for him. 82 overall, 21 goals in the championship. Well, across all tournaments, but including the championship is unbelievable. 11 assists. Zach Sapsford at a 79 overall. I am just so curious to see where he's going to end up. Is he about to hit his peak, or is he going to have a Jamie Vardy type career? Same with Warren Davis. Very good season for him. And Diawara hits the 80 marker and has a great impact in just half a season. I cannot wait to see what he does in a whole season in the championship. Caleb Watts, though, stuck at a 70. What is Solomon at? Because if Solomon's not ready, we're definitely going to have to go for a new right midfielder next year. Solomon Stewart only goes up to a 69. So what I think I will do next year, depending on how much budget we have, 1.4 million value, I'll probably use Caleb Watts as a backup right midfielder, loan out Stewart again, and put a lot of our budget into a starting right midfielder. We weather the storms of the championship, but I think it is time for us to make our own mark. So many superstars in our squad, I can't see them wanting to grind it out in the championship. We need to push for Premier League promotion in Season 6. So the goal this year, get promoted to the Premier League. Unfortunately, our budget doesn't match our goals. So I've signed a man that can come straight in at the right midfield position. He's not a wonder kid by any stretch of the imagination, but he is 75 rated, 26 years of age, Ross McCausland, the Northern Irish midfielder joining us from Preston North End for just shy of £5 million. And honestly, I believe that might be exactly what we need. Somebody that can help us get over that massive hurdle, and then once we get the big time Premier League and European money, upgrade. But Ross McCausland, I'm going to need 2 or 3 great seasons out of you. But my plan, as I said, Watts is going to move to backup right mid. Now we need to find a loan move for Solomon Stewart. And yeah, when I said our budget was limited, I wasn't lying. We've got £50 in the budget again. I cannot wait to get promoted and get Premier League money. And we're starting to get some big money offers for Aiden Denholm. Man City want our Scotsman. They want our captain, but they will not get him. And to be fair, I probably should have done this from day one, but I'm now officially in no rush to develop Solomon Stewart and have him in the starting 11. These 2 years really will decide his fate. 2 years, Solomon Stewart heading to FC Basel. Let's see what he comes back. And that is all we need to do. I'm hoping we've done enough to hopefully get ourselves up to the Premier League or get ourselves in the promotion fight. Quigley is definitely the biggest outlier. The rest of this side, I think, is up to scratch. Let's see how we're sitting on the 1st of January. And if we need to make moves, I don't really know how we're going to be able to make them because we are broke. I'm officially broke. I guess I really have no other option but to trust the process here. We sit 7th in the championship right now, hanging on. No, we're not even in the playoff spots. We're one position out of the playoffs. Oh, God. All right, we need to make up a 6-point deficit in the second half of the season, which can be done. Just convert those draws into wins. Can we get ourselves into the playoffs? It looks like automatic promotion might be a little too far out of the picture, but we need to push for the playoffs. And it's tough as well because there are so many teams breathing down our necks, a win or two behind us. We get ourselves in the playoffs. It was an intense final day of the regular season by the looks of things. We finished 5th. We didn't even get just 6th. We got 5th, and we're going to be competing in the playoffs. Nottingham Forest and Ipswich go up. We're battling it out with Leicester, Burnley, and Luton Town for that final Premier League spot. Relegated down to League One, though, are going to be Birmingham, Oxford, and Plymouth. Chelsea, they win the FA Cup. We went out to West Brom in the 3rd round. Chelsea also win the Carabao Cup. We went out to Brighton in the 3rd round there. But this is the big one. We have beaten Burnley. We've beaten Burnley 3-2. We are heading to the Championship playoff final where we will be versing 3rd place Leicester City. Will Bromley be in the Premier League? Yes, we will! We have won the Championship playoff on a penalty shootout against Leicester City. That is absolutely massive. Come on. What a massive hurdle. Zach Sapsford, 32 goals in all competitions this season. That is unbelievable from the 27-year-old Australian. Diawara gets himself 23 goals. Denholm, 34 goal contributions. Warren Davis now into the 80s and gets 15 assists. Solid first year from Ross McCausland. I'm so curious to see what our side's going to look like, and especially our budget heading into the Premier League. How did Solomon go? Solomon Stewart up to a 70 in his first season on loan at Basel, so still another year for him to go there. So it's time for me to try renewing some contracts as we get ready to head into the Premier League. I'm pumped, lads. We just need to make sure, I just want to make sure we stay in the Premier League next year. The only goal is to survive relegation, but Bromley are officially a Premier League club. I thought getting promoted was meant to give us an insane budget. 35 million is definitely a lot better than what we've been working with, but I was thinking we'd get in the 50, 60 range. All right, we're gonna have to work a little smarter than I first anticipated. But for me, the two centre backs are the biggest downfall of the squad. Janssen and Quigley just not up to scratch, so I think we need to upgrade there as our #1 focus. And Bromley's first signing as a Premier League club in the Premier League era is for a new centre-back. We steal from a fellow London club, stealing from West London side Brentford, as we are going to sign the Dutch/Spanish, I can't remember which one he is now, I think he changed, but it is Dean Huijsen. Oh, I just noticed the Premier League badge on the side there, that looks so clean. Dean Huijsen, 80 overall, 26 years of age, joining us from Brentford. He had 12 months remaining on his contract, so we get him on a super cut price deal of 14 mil. I wanted to keep him, but given our budget and given our hopes of signing players, Brian Janssen needs to leave with the money we're getting offered. So Brian Janssen heading to Stade Rennais for £7.5 million. I'm pumped, lads. I am pumped about this one. We get ourselves another centre-back, higher rated than Dean Huijsen, and I'm not questioning what nationality this guy is, because he is a fellow Australian. We have a star Australian at striker, and now we have a star Australian at centre-back, as we have signed Alessandro Cirsati, currently applying his trade in Italy. We have signed him from Lazio. I'm pumped, man. I feel like I'm going to sign this guy a lot in career modes this year, but we signed him for 20 mil on the dot. Okay, lads, I've been going through and trying to find some potential free agents. As you can see, I found some mediocre ones here, but I've just stumbled along this guy, Leon Hicks, 81 overall, 18-year-old Englishman. He's rejected Chelsea. He's currently talking to Leverkusen. I don't even know if we have enough money to do this, but I want to try hijacking this right now. This could be a massive get and a massive break, a potential succession plan, or someone that could complement Sapsford. I mean, they will be around the same overall, which is insane. And honestly, I'm going to give this guy whatever he wants. Disregard release clause. Okay, we'll get rid of the bonus. I'm going to bump up those wages a little bit here. 25.5. Come on, Leon. Come on, Leon. Leon accepts. Oh, this could be huge. I'm so torn as to what I do this year. Do I implement him into the starting 11 from the jump? Or do I try loaning him out for the season? Oh my God. Regardless of what we do with him, we've got a good player on our hands here. Leon Hicks. Welcome to Bromley. That's a big one, beating out Chelsea and Leverkusen. I wonder whose regen it is. Maybe like a Harry Kane? I mean, I could sell him on right now and get 42 million pounds, probably even more. He's the same overall as Zach Sapsford, but 9 years younger. Okay, what I could do here, Davis is also an attacking midfielder. So I've gone to a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation. That way we get to keep the defensive midfielders and center midfielders. Let's see how long it's going to take to convert Davis to an attacking midfielder. I'll throw Hicks on here. This could be a very strong starting 11. Warren Davis, it will take him 159 weeks to become an attacking midfielder. I don't know if this is the move. Honestly, I think I'm going to stick with the same formation as what we had. I'm going to throw Leon Hicks up on the loan list. We've already got offers for him. What offers do we have? Nope. Okay, that's a glitch. All right, I'm just going to throw him up on the loan list, see what comes through. I don't know if this is the right move though, lads. I'm actually so conflicted. Am I being blinded by my loyalty to Zach Sapsford? Or should I look to sell on Warren Davis? Or should I go to like a 4-1-2-1-2 formation and sell on one of our center midfielders for a profit? I'm so conflicted. And on that very next day, I get a big offer for Zach Sapsford from Arsenal, but I just can't do it to Zach. He's come all this way with us, come up from League 2. I need to let him at least have one season as the starting striker in the Premier League. But when you have clubs like Tottenham coming in trying to take him out on loan, that's how you know you've got a beast. You know what? This just doesn't make sense. I'm taking Leon Hicks off of the loan list, and I'm going to sell Diawara here. I'm going to sell Diawara, put him on the transfer list, change the formation, and then get an upgraded right midfielder with that money. So honestly, I'm going to throw Ross McCausland on the transfer list as well. All right, lads. It all begins. Ross McCausland, he was here for a lot less time than I expected, but he did what we needed. He helped us get up to the Premier League. Thank you for your service, mate. We're going to turn a nice little profit on him as well, as the Northern Irishman heads to Monza for 12.3 mil. And the big one has gone through Diawara. It was tough to choose between him or Denholm, but I think this is the best decision. Diawara, we get a big payday for him. A club record departure, £48.5 million to send him to Crystal Palace. Now let's go and get ourselves a superstar right midfielder. But also, we're doing a good job here. The Athletic are reporting that we have taken Bromley's club worth to £183 million. Not bad. We have officially secured the biggest signing of the video so far. We get ourselves our new hero on the right-hand side of the midfield, a man that I hope can help deliver us. At this point, I'm not even that worried about relegation because the signings we have made this window have taken us to another level. Our fourth signing of the Premier League era. Welcome to Bromley Football Club, Oscar Bobb. I am absolutely pumped about this one. 27 years of age, entering the prime of his career. We've actually signed him from Leicester City, getting him out of the championship for 45 mil. I won't lie, when I loaded up this season and saw the limited budget we were working with, I thought it was going to be a pretty boring transfer window. I couldn't have been more wrong. We have gone buck wild here in our opening Premier League window, and I genuinely think we have a side that should absolutely walk it this year in regards to the relegation battle. Our weakest positions are left and right back, and even these guys are high 70s, 78 rated. Our starting 11 in a great spot, and I cannot wait to see what Hicks can do this year. Can him and Sapsford work together? Okay, my confidence was placed in the wrong direction. We are 17th in the Premier League here, but we are 7 points ahead of Wolverhampton, which is nice. And we are in a position where, I mean, we're only 3 points behind Tottenham, only 5 behind United and City. So there are worse positions. We are 7 points away from being in European football. What is this mid-table jam? Bournemouth in 7th or on 26. We're in 17th on 9. Okay, this is all or nothing type of season. If we get our act together, We could genuinely be playing like Europa League or Conference League next season. What is this mid-table? We are as many points away from European football as we are the relegation zone, and we are in 17th. That is cooked. So I'm happy with the starting 11 we have. We have a little bit of money left over, so I'm going to invest in the reserves. Slowly want to build that up over time, which is why we will sign Brodie Spencer from Charlton Athletic, 75 overall, £4.6 million at the centre-back role. We did not make the most of that opportunity. We finished 17th in the Premier League, and we almost dropped into the relegation zone. What a stinker of a second half of the season. 3 points clear of Ipswich. I did say coming into the season that my only goal was survival, but in hindsight, looking at the side we've been able to build, this feels like a massive letdown. At least we get another crack next year. Ipswich, Wolves, and Sunderland go down. The Manchester clubs half get it together, but it is Aston Villa who finished 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Man United beat Middlesbrough to win the FA Cup. We went out to Burnley in the quarterfinals. There was no huge, we were the only Premier League team in the competition alongside Man United. That could have been a great opportunity. Brentford win the Carabao Cup. We went out in the second round of Swansea. Taking a look at European football for the first time in today's video. Ultimately, that is the goal. AC Milan win the Champions League. Sevilla win the Europa League. And the Conference League goes to Nice. Leon Hicks. I am very happy I did not send this man out on loan. He bags himself 25 goals, 8 assists, and is already 84 overall in his first year here. Zach Sapsford up to an 83, gets himself 18 goals. So our striker's taken the majority of the goals, and I'm actually fine with that. Going to be saying goodbye to 3 players here. Vasco Iliev and Josef Muller will be leaving on a free, and Marcus Daninga, been here since day one, he will be retiring. I'm about to transform this squad completely. Formation change, massive players out, big money in. No more left backs or right backs. We have sold Tristan Goizier to Newcastle United for £20 million, and we've just broken the club record player departure fee. When I saw this come in, I could not say no to this. This man has been a loyal servant to us here at Bromley, but I think it was the natural time to say goodbye. I couldn't say no to this fee. £71 million for Aidan Denholm, who heads to Brentford. And that is because I'm changing formation. Oscar Bob was not getting much game time naturally because he's a default right winger, and I was playing a formation with him in right midfield, but it's only going to take 2 weeks for him to be converted to an attacking midfielder. So I'm moving to a 3-5-2 formation, which means on my shopping list, we need a new center defensive midfielder, a new center back, and a new right midfielder. Let's get stuck in. And with Ipswich getting relegated, we're going to be vultures and collect the scraps, signing their star player right now in the defensive midfielder role. I'm pumped on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the Spanish defensive midfielder, Stefan Bajcetic here. Bajcetic is going to join us from Ipswich. 86 rated at age 25. We spend a lot of the money we got for Denholm, but we spend £51.5 million to bring him across. And on the very next day, we take care of business at the right midfield position. I don't think I've ever used this guy in a rebuild or a video altogether before, but we're going to sign our second Spaniard of the video. It is David Mella. 84 rated. We bring him across from Freiburg for 35 mil. Time to say thank you, but goodbye to Georgie Gent as well. £12.5 million to send him on an Italian adventure. Curtis Afori, the American, heading to SK Rapid. And the American well, not even a youngster anymore, Russell Clark. He hasn't developed quite how I wanted him to over the past few years. And with the formation change, we're also going to say goodbye to him. Oscar Bob, now officially an attacking midfielder. And he's almost 85 rated as well, so I'm going to try getting that sorted. Advanced playmaker, perfect. He should hit 85 overall in 17 weeks. I was worried he'd stalled a little bit, which low-key kind of had. And we get our new centre-back, Valentin Bernard, signing on from Nice for £23.5 million. I was hoping we would have been able to ball out on a higher-rated centre-back, but we had to do what we did with the money, and we've still got a good guy. Like, Bernard's 82 overall, 22 years of age, young French prospect, so I'm hopeful that he has a decent amount of potential to grow into. I think we are a better football side having changed the team the way we have. This team cannot be even sniffing around the relegation zone. This is a team that could be playing Champions League football And that is my goal for the year. Bob's hopefully going to have more of an impact. Mela comes in, everybody playing in their right positions, everybody growing. I genuinely don't think we're going to have to touch the offense for a very long time. Maybe Sapsford in a year or two if he stops growing, but the defense needs to carry on. The defense and the keeper need to bump up a little bit. Very big season ahead here at Bromley. This is so much better. Again, it is I can't get over how much of a logjam this video has been. I mean, so many, Man City and Liverpool sitting down mid-table, but we sit inside the top 4. We just have to focus on ourselves. Brentford at the top of the table. Oh God, I've sold Brentford a few players here, and I'm hopeful they aren't just absolute world beaters at the moment. But we sit 4th in the Premier League. We need to get some sort of European football. Champions League preferably, but we need top 4. I mean, what is this Brentford team looking? Brentford have got an unbelievable team. Paris Bruno in there. El Canous. Oh my God. I sold Aiden Delnholm. He's gone up +5 in half a season. He's been infected. Oh my God. This happens sometimes in career mode. You sell a player and they hit their max potential basically straight away. Aiden Denholm to an 89. Edson Fernandez there. Yeah, maybe I try to bring Denholm back at some point in the career mode. They got an insane goalkeeper here. João Neves, no wonder they are the top of the Premier League. Sometimes in rebuilds, you have teams yield this as well. Oscarson, sometimes in rebuilds, teams are top of the table and you don't know why. I can see why with this Brentford side. Bromley are heading to the Champions League next season. 7 losses all season. We finished 4 points off of a Premier League title, but we're in the top 4, and that is the big step. One step at a time. We finished 2 points clear of Newcastle, and we're playing Champions League in what's next year? Season 9? Season 8? Fulham finished in 6th. Arsenal, Man City, and Spurs all mid-table. Liverpool down in 12th, but it is Southampton, Bournemouth, and Everton getting relegated. And we win another trophy, but this is the biggest trophy we have won at Bromley. FA Cup champions. 3-1 over Arsenal in the final. Beat Chelsea in the semi, Middlesbrough in the quarters. What a run, lads. We have won the FA Cup with Bromley. Tottenham have won the Carabao Cup. We went out pretty early there. Sporting have won the Champions League. Okay. I'm actually really curious to see how we go next year. Real Madrid win a star-studded Europa League final. That one's bigger than the Champions League final. And Villarreal win the Conference League. Leon Hicks is 89 rated. 89 rated at age 20. I am so damn grateful that we found this dude. Oh my God. 27 goals. Sapsford up to an 86 overall, so he's kept his spot in the side. And what a great first season from David Mella. 30 goal contributions for him. Warren Davis at an 86, Oscar Bobb at an 85. We're in an awesome position, fellas. I think we are building the defense away from having a Champions League winning squad. All honest, to be totally honest. Get excited, fellas. We're heading to the big dance next season. Come on, Bromley. Time has come, ladies and gentlemen. We need a starting goalkeeper. We need an upgrade in between the sticks. Carlos has been so damn solid for us, but he's just getting to that point where there's not much growth happening anymore. And I don't think we're going to win a Champions League with him as our starting goalkeeper. So I have gone to Germany. I have gone to Leipzig, and I have signed one of the most German-sounding human beings on the planet, Maximilian Martin. The 85 overall goalkeeper signs on here for £36 million. But when it comes to an upgrade in the back line, I'm going to look in the Premier League, staying in our own backyard. Our new starting centre-back, the Belgian defender, it is Zeno de Bast. I'm pumped with this one. 28 years of age, 86 overall. He joins us from Eddie Howe's Newcastle United for £50 million. This team is just a different level, fellas. Sirsati and Huijsen, I need to grow a little more, but man, I think we should come into the season with the mentality that we want to have a red hot crack at the Champions League this year. Hicks, man, I am so glad I found this dude. 89 overall at age 21. Sapsford, a first ballot rebuild Hall of Famer. Same with Warren Davis. This team, unbloody believable. Let's see what this year has in store. Coming into the Champions League, though, we are the lowest ranked team, which is not surprising. We start off against Lugano. Then we have Fenerbahce, so not the worst start in the world. Oh, but it gets tougher. 20th of October, we have Bayern Munich. Into November, another trip to Turkey, Trabzonspor. And then Sparta Praha. December, we have FC Porto. January is tough, though. Monaco into Inter Milan, but all things considered, this is a very manageable league phase. I fully expect us to get out of it and get into the automatic rounds. Not the playoffs. I want to get automatically into the round of 16. And in the Prem, I want us pushing for a Premier League title. So it's the 1st of January and we sit 7th in the Premier League. Again, though, the points are so like one draw and we could get ourselves up into the 3rd position. Chelsea's starting to really run away with the league, though. I want to see, number one, we need to get ourselves top 4 for next season, but I want to see if we could hopefully claw back Chelsea. But we end up finishing 16th here in the Champions League. Sparta Praha above us, Brentford above us. We finish 16th and we're going to get into the playoffs by the skin of our teeth. And I say that because there was just so many teams below us. The points are just so tight right here. But we were only a win away from getting ourselves automatically into the round of 16. Instead, though, we go to the playoffs and we are going to be versing Bilbao. Not an easy matchup at all. Bilbao versus Bromley. So here we go. 9 seasons in and we finally have Champions League knockout football. It has been a journey. I don't know what the second half of this season holds, but I'm excited to get into it. Traveling to Spain, taking on Bilbao, and we come away with a 3-2 victory in the first leg. It would have been nice if Williams didn't get that goal late in that one, but we head back to London with a 1-goal lead. A spot in the round of 16 on the line. Hayes Lane hosting Champions League knockout round football for the first time. We take a 1-goal lead. Can we finish the job? We do. It had me a little worried there, but we are going to beat Bilbao 5-4 on aggregate, and we're into the last 16 of the Champions League. And we're right into the thick of it now. Another Spanish team, but it is another level. Barcelona versus Bromley. Sparta Praha made it through. Fair play to them. Aston Villa in as well. Brentford made it. There's some interesting teams popping up here, but we take on Barca. Last time we played at Hayes Lane, we got the draw. This time, Barcelona coming to face us in what may be the biggest game in Hayes Lane history. First leg against Barca, and we are behind. We are behind, and now we have the formidable task of heading to the Camp Nou, trying to rescue our Champions League campaign. Here goes nothing, fellas. Travel into the Camp Nou. We need Hicks and Supsford to step up for us. Come on, fellas. Come on, Bromley. Get us through to the quarters. No! It's a 3-all draw. We took the lead. Hicks gave us the lead. But then with 10 minutes to play, boy wonder Lamine Yamal is going to fire Barcelona into the quarterfinals. We go out in the round of 16. We were unable to catch Chelsea, but we still have finished second in the Premier League. We still have got ourselves Champions League football next year, which is brilliant to see. 8 points behind Chelsea, second in the Prem. Bromley are officially a top 4 club that are here to stay. It's so funny how many of the big teams are struggling in this video, but Forest, Burnley, and Norwich go down. I'm pretty sure I saw something about Osimhen signing for Burnley. I wonder if they got relegated with Osimhen as their striker. Yeah, they did. I mean, he is 34, but still, they got relegated with Victor Osimhen. We do get some silverware this season, though, fellas. We win the FA Community Shield earlier on in the season over Man United. Arsenal win the FA Cup. Fulham win the Carabao Cup. The Champions League goes to PSG. Atalanta win the Europa. And Sociedad win the Conference League. Leon Hicks, my God, man. I don't even need to bring it up anymore how much of a freak this guy is. 91 overall, 27 years of age. Sapsford hits 89. I am so glad that he is still growing. I was tempted to maybe move him on a couple years ago, but we keep the faith with our Australian striker, and he is absolutely crushing it. Oscar Bob, 87, gets himself 21 goal contributions and a great season from David Miller. We are saying goodbye, though, to Jovan Makama, who is going to sign a contract elsewhere. I tried to renegotiate. He didn't like my offer, and he ended up signing a free transfer, so it kind of works out. I probably need to go in for maybe 2 backup strikers next year anyways. We've hit double digits for the seasons on this monster rebuild, and we need to make a signing to celebrate it. None of you guys have heard of this guy before because he does not exist, but he is one of the world's best centre backs. Abu Ahmed, we're going to sign from Ipswich Town. 87 overall, 24 years of age, and we pay 55 mil for him. Time for us to bring an Englishman home. Zach Lovelace will be joining us as a backup striker, the Englishman. He signs on from RC Lens for £16 million. And we're also going to take care of the defensive mid backup role, Lima, signing from Swansea for 10 mil. There is still one more position I want to get some backup help for, so we need some money to help finance it. We've got quality backup defenders coming out the years, so Brody Spencer making way. And the same with Zach Mitchell heading off to Saudi Arabia. Thanks for being a great servant, Zach. And we get that backup attack in midfield we wanted. Not too glamorous, 78 rated Ricardo Pagano joining us from Roma. This team looked prime. It looks prime for a Champions League run. We were so close last year, and we almost beat Barcelona. Look at this team now. You can't poke a hole through it. Our lowest rated starting 11 player is 85 rated. We've done a great job at improving the reserves over the past few years. There is, of course, more room for improvement there, but I'm really happy with how this team is looking in Bromley. And I'm hoping the 10-year marker will be the year we can win a Champions League title. So when it comes to fixtures, we have Dinamo Kiev in the league phases, Rangers, Toulouse, Sturm Graz. So far, so good. That's when it gets tough. Barcelona in November, Slavia Praha, and then we finish it out with Lazio and Villarreal. We should be getting into the top 8 this year. Barcelona is by far the toughest team we have. Let's see how we go. Well, I couldn't have asked for a much better start to the season. Top of the Premier League table, 7 points clear, and to me, most importantly, 11 points clear in the Champions League qualification race. And we have gone undefeated in league phase play in the Champions League, finishing 3rd overall, meaning we get to avoid the playoffs this year. Would have been nice to finish 1st overall, but I'm very happy with that. Fair play to Sporting and Toulouse, finishing in the automatic spots as well. How did we go against Barcelona we beat Toulouse 2-0. How did we go against Barcelona though? That's a big question of mine. We beat them 3-1. Okay, I've got a lot more confidence this year. But yeah, skipping the playoffs. Curious to see who we get. Knowing my luck, we'll probably get Real Madrid or Man City. Or Barcelona, of course. Of course. Quite literally the identical fixtures to last year for us. Barcelona, round of 16, end on the 1st of March. Same date, same club. All right, this is our chance for revenge. Barcelona, round of 16. Here we go. The only difference, we get to start on the road at the Camp Nou. Need a big result to take back to Hayes Lane. Come on, Bromley. This team looks unbelievable. Can we get past Barcelona? It is a 1-1 draw. We beat them 3-1 in the group stages in league phase, but now in our second meeting this year, it is 1-1. All on the line back home. All right, this is where we fell last year. Second leg at Hayes Lane, taking on Barcelona. Come on, Bromley. Come on, Bromley. Hicks, you bloody beautiful man. Sapsford, you beautiful Australian. 2-1, 3-2 on aggregate. And for the first time, we're heading to the quarterfinals. Okay, into the quarterfinals. And we have a date with RB Leipzig. Going to be traveling to Germany for the first leg. Let's see what we're about. I was a little nervous Sapsford was going to be suspended for this first leg in Germany after he got a yellow card against Barcelona, but all is well. We've got a full strength starting 11 on a rainy night in Leipzig. Can we take an advantage back to London? We do not. We take a 1-1 scoreline against Leipzig. A lot of yellow cards there. Hopefully full strength for the second leg. All right, we got no suspensions, which is nice to see, but we have a game that hangs in the balance. We've built an incredible side here at Bromley, but we need to get past Leipzig if the dream of a Champions League wants to stay alive, which it does. Oscar Bob and Hicks bag some goals. Hicks could have really put it to bed, but it does not matter. I don't care. No injuries, no suspensions, and we are heading to the Champions League semi-finals. Out of the 4 remaining teams, 3 are English. We face Manchester United, and I know through this entire video, their lineups have been insane. I know they have a 94 rated centre-back. I know they have Endrick. Their team is ridiculous, and I'm genuinely nervous about this. It is absolutely paramount that we come out and get a big win here at home for the first leg against the Red Devils. Their team is insane, but so is ours. First leg, 2-1. Come on. Come on. Endrick scores for them. Endrick missed a pen as well. Hicks gets a goal. Hicks gets a brace. He might be suspended, but we're going to head to Old Trafford with a 1-goal advantage. Yep, Hicks has been suspended for this second leg at Old Trafford. Big pressure on Lovelace as he comes into this starting 11. Can we get ourselves into a Champions League final? Warren Davis, Zach Sapsford, Rice. These guys have been here from the early days. Can they help us get to the promised land? They can! Yes, lads, it goes to extra time. Bob equalizes. Sapsford gives us the lead, and Bob puts the nail in the coffin. Bromley take down Man United, and we're either facing Aston Villa or PSG in Season 10's Champions League final. Aston Villa it is. Aston Villa took down PSG 3-0 in the semis, and it is an all-English Champions League final. Bromley Football Club versus Aston Villa. This is going to be great. Taking a look around, it was an all-German Europa League final with Leverkusen coming out on top, and Fulham winning the Conference League. I would not be mad if that happened in real life. Bromley are Premier League champions. Pure domination from us. 13 points clear of Brighton. We win the Premier League title, and that is yet another trophy to add to the trophy cabinet. Man City down in 8th. Man United, with how good their team are, finish 14th. But Sunderland, Ipswich, and Leicester go down. Brighton win the FA Cup, and Aston Villa win the Carabao. Holy shit, Leon Hicks. Leon Hicks has got 48 goals. He's 93 overall. He's won a Premier League title. If we win the Champions League today, he has to be the money odds-on favourite to win the Ballon d'Or. But man, I cannot wait to use this team. Zach Sapsford, 91 at age 30, 91 overall at age 31. Mella, 91 overall now. Oscar Bob, 89. Warren Davis, 90. So many first ballot rebuild Hall of Famers in this team. Can we finish the job though? Champions League final, Bromley versus Aston Villa. Come on. Look at the space out wide there. This is my first game since the patch, and it feels so much faster. What a terrible header. 1. Get it in early. I can see that run being made. Hicks gets closed down. Did you see how much power he had on that shot? Oh my God. Oh, good tackle. Can we get something before half time? I could have put it in early. Now we go to Sapsford. Sapsford's going to score with the last kick of the first half. The Australian, our first signing as Bromley manager, gives us the lead. And it all came from a turnover from Aston Villa. We put the pressure on them, and their tired legs suffer. Do not let Aston Villa get back into this one. Javi Guerra, long shot save. They should have played it out to Bakayoko. Bakayoko to take the corner though for Aston Villa. Get that one away. They get the header. Chill, chill, chill. Davis gets past Janssen. Bit of space. You see the back post runs. We're going to go in there. Back bicycle kick. Oh my God. Hicks almost just scored a bicycle kick in the Champions League final. Do not let Villa get a goal back. I'm trying to just close them down. James. No. Drives in. Save Martin. 2 minutes to play in this one. Just control possession. Finish it with a goal. Sapsford saved. Let's finish this on a high, lads. Final kick surely of a Champions League final. DeBas can't get there. Bob on the volley. Oh my God. So much power. Sapsford. Hicks. Hicks blocked. Follow up. And he puts it wide. But it will not matter because we have done it. After 10 insane seasons, we have won a Champions League title with Bromley. What an absolutely unbelievable journey. If you guys have stuck around for this entire video, thank you so much. The first monster rebuild of the year, and it has been done in style. Some names that we will never forget, but Bailey Rice, the Scotsman that we signed from Rangers, will be the man with the captain's armband as we officially crown Bromley FC as European champions. Lads, if you enjoyed this insane video, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to check out another video.